So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. This is 10th canto. Chapter 51. The deliverance of Machukunda Maharaj. Text. "55. It is the prayers of Maharaj Machukunda. 55. Yes, these are the prayers of Maharaj Machukunda, the Supreme Lord, and the Lord standing in front of him. Nakamayi Anham Tava Pada Sevana Kinchana Prarthayatamaadvaram Vibho Aradhyakastvam Niyapavaratam Hare Hare Pranita Aryo Paramatma Bandhanam Kamaye Anyam Tava Pada Sevana Akinchana Pratyatamaadvaram Vibho Arabhyakastvam Hi Pavargatam Hare Grinitāryo Paramatma Bandhanam Kamaye Anyam Tava Pada Sevana Akinchana Pratyatamaadvaram Vibho Aradhyakastvam Hyapavargatam Hare Hare Pranita Aryo Paramatma Bandhanam All powerful one, I desire no boon other than service to your lotus feet. The boon most eagerly sought by those free from material desire. O Hari, what enlightened person who worships you, the giver of liberation, who worships you, the giver of liberation, would choose a boon that causes his own bondage. Purport by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. One line. The Lord offered Mutukunda Maharaj anything he desired. Maharaj Mutukunda desired only the Lord. This is pure Krishna consciousness. O all powerful one, I desire no boon other than service to your lotus feet. the boon most eagerly sought by those free of materialism. O Hari, what an enlightened person who worships you, the giver of liberation, would choose a boon that causes his own bondage. Bill directly from the previous prayer, the Chupundamala starts from 45. O Lord, the people of this world, both men and women, are bewildered by your illusory concept. Unaware of their real benefit, they do not worship you, but they instead seek happiness by entangling themselves in family affairs that are actually sources of misery. That person has an impure mind who, despite having somehow or the other automatically obtained the rare and highly evolved human form of life, does not worship your lotus feet. Like an animal that has fallen into a blind well, such a person has fallen into the darkness of a material hope. I have wasted all this time, O unconquerable one, becoming more and more intoxicated by my domain and opulence and earthly things. Misidentifying the mortal body as a self, becoming attached to children, wives, treasury, and land. I suffered endless anxiety. With deep arrogance, I took myself to be the body, which is a material object of, like a pot or a wall. Thinking myself a god among men, I traveled the earth surrounded by my charioteers, elephants, chivalry, foot soldiers, generals, disregarding you in my deluding pride. A man obsessed with thoughts of what he thinks needs to be done, intensely greedy and delighting in sense enjoyment, is suddenly confronted by you who are ever alert. Like a hungry snake, licking its fangs before a mouse, you appear before him like death as death. The body that at first rides high on fierce elephants or chariots adorned with gold and is known by the name King is later by your invincible power of time called Theseus, worms, or ashes. Having conquered the entire circle of directions and being thus free from conflict, a man sits on a splendid throne receiving praise from leaders who were once his equals. But when he enters the woman's chamber where sex pleasure is found, he is led about like a pet animal. A king who desires even greater power than he already has strictly performs his duties, carefully practicing austerity and foregoing sense enjoyment. But he, whose urges are so rampant, thinking I am independent and supreme, cannot attain happiness. When the material life of a wandering soul has ceased to Achyuta, he may attain the association of your devotees. And when he associates with them, there awakens in him devotion unto you, who is the goal of the devotees and the Lord of all causes and effects. My Lord, I think you have shown me mercy, since my attachment to my kingdom has spontaneously ceased. Such freedom is prayed for by saintly rulers of past empires, who desire to enter the forest for a life of service. All powerful one, I desire no boon other than service to your Lord's feet, the boon most eagerly sought by those free of materialism. O Hari, what enlightened person who worships you, the giver of liberation, would choose a boon that causes his own bondage. A person may say, why is Maharaj Muchukunda here? So much afraid of earthly power, prowess, and great military strength. He seems to be very much afraid of that. Now one may say, okay, if everything can be used in the service of the Lord, he could have just used all this in the service of the Lord. Why is he so afraid? Why is he so cautious and alert? It's like kingly prowess and strength on one side. Muchukunda Maharaj is very, very alert. He's so cautious. It's like one in a game of kabaddi is very cautious. Now, any touching. So even touching that position, and mind it, Muchukunda Maharaj was a great king. He's not a wishy-washy ruler, he was a great king. He was such a great king that he had no competition on the earthly domain. He was well known, his powers were well known even in the heavenly planet. So the demigods called him, requested him to join allies for fighting against the demons. And he fought in the heavenly planets on behalf of the demigods for a long, long time. And he hailed and sailed victory for them. That was Muchukunda Maharaj. Very, very powerful ruler. When he's saying that I was like a lion among the kings, saying truth, not only among the kings, among the demigods also. He fought for a long time. Long time he fought for them. And then they were all very happy with his service. And they said, okay, we're ready to give you any benediction you want. What benediction you want? At time he said, I am exhausted. Fighting so many years in the heavenly domains, I am exhausted. I want to sleep. And the demigod said, is that the benediction you want? He said, yes, I want to sleep. I'm too exhausted. I just want to sleep. And I don't want any Tom, Dick, Harry, Gary, Larry to come and disturb me in my sleep. The demigod said, okay, so be it. So you're sleeping. Okay. And the Lord arranged Kalanemi to enter that cave and create a fuss because this Kalanemi thought Krishna is hiding there sleeping. So he woke up Muchukunda Maharaj. Muchukunda Maharaj had a prediction, anybody who disturb my sleep will be destroyed. The point is, he was very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. So he was not a wishy-washy, dilly-dally ruler. No. Supremely powerful ruler. Supremely upright personality. one completely devoted and dedicated to Dharma, ready to take risk, any risk for the sake of Dharma. That is why he became the recipient of the mercy of the Supreme. So we learn from Muchukunda Maharaj that how one should be ready to take any risk for the mission of the Supreme Lord. One should use all one's might for the cause of the right. That is what can make one patra for being a mercy of the Lord. So if one pleases the Lord, nothing can stop. So why the Shastras are echoing Gurumukha Padmavakya Chittite Koriya? Yeah. That make the desire of the spiritual master, the great souls, one with your desire. Make their desire one with your desire. Why is it being said? It is being said because this one gesture can please the Supreme Lord so much, so profusely. Muchukunda Maharaj, he could have easily said, right, there is no fight on the earthly planet. My kingdom is secure. There is no problem in my kingdom. You know, why should I? I can just enjoy my sovereignty and have a nice time. You know? Why should I every time, be on the gear, on the verge of where any moment death can come, the war? Why should I? Not my domain, not my service, not my allotted service, Prabhu's, like that. Not my allotted service. My service is to take prasad, not clean the temple hall, or not clean the prasad hall. No, not my allotted service. Buddha said like that. It was not his allotted service, truly. His service was the kingdom and the earth. And really, the demigods aren't problem, it's their problem. They should mind their own business. Nobody was ready. The demigods, senior devotees, and on the calling of the senior devotees, he was ready. He said, no problem. My life, my priorities, my service will be secondary. Senior devotees. And their calling is ready. So when one is ready to serve in that fashion, one becomes recipient of so much mercy that even if one goes to sleep, Krishna will take one back to God. That is why Muchukunda Maharaj went to sleep. Just to demonstrate that if you serve in the mission of the Lord with that spirit, after that, owing to some circumstances, even if you go to sleep, the wave of mercy, the high tide of mercy will take you through. When Muthukunda Maharaj getting up from sleep, he did not see Kalnemi because Kalnemi got destroyed. No? As soon as he opened his eyes, that was a benediction, no? The demigod benediction. Kalnemi got destroyed. He opened his eyes, looking here and there, and then he saw Krishna. He didn't see Kalnemi. Kalnemi got destroyed as soon as his eyes were opened. But finished. Right. So you see that spirit. One should in the same spirit we can see many Prabhupada disciples. When the Prabhupada needed help, he was all alone. When Srila Prabhupada was all alone in the West, struggling against the entire army of Mahashakti. Prabhupada was needing help. Some devotees came forward to help him at that hour of the need. And they did Herculean services for Srila Prabhupada. And some of them, because of certain situations, conditionings or arrangement of the Lord, After some years, became dormant in Krishna consciousness. But you saw each one of them, when it came to the end of their life, they again regained their fervor of Krishna consciousness back again. And as we hear from other Srila Prabhupada disciples, they went back to God. Almost, oh, very nice. Yeah. Even if one speaks, one is going back to God. Yes, provided one does that level of service. Which Muchukunda Maharaj did, which many of Srila Prabhupada disciples did. Which many of Srila Prabhupada disciples did. That is the point. This is Krishna consciousness. Therefore, Prabhupada says, one of the purports in Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, that when it comes to the service of the Lord, a devotee should be daring and active. When it comes to the service of the Lord, immediately one should take it up. Service is like Mahaprasad. Mahaprasad comes immediately, we take it in. Say, Haribo, Mahaprasad, sweet Prasad, Haribo. No problem. Hello? You want to give me extra? No problem. Hello? Hello? So, I can take anything. Hello? So, like that. Same way, the service is like that. So that's a great lesson we are learning. It's a great lesson we are learning from Muchukunda Maharaj here. And the present was Muchukunda Maharaj is praying. I just want service to your lotus feet. I just want service to your lotus feet, man. And he is saying one who has been given the rare fortune of your association of such devotees. You know, such a person, such an enlightened person, how can he ask any other benediction other than service to you? You know? Only a fool can ask any other benediction other than service to you, O Lord. You know? And Muchukunda Maharaj is not speaking theory or just words for the sake of speaking. You know? And we also speak very much we speak every day. You know? No, Maharani, you know? Please give me service. You know? And during the daytime service comes and we say, oh, Prabhu, you know? Sorry, Prabhu, you know? Very difficult, you know? Is there nobody else in voice? You know? Maybe you can search, you know? Can I help you searching, you know? Don't find anybody here with good voice, you know? Or no voice, you know? Or really good voice, you know? Like that, you know? Anyways, just spending so much time searching, why don't you do it, you know? Not say like that. So the point is, you see the point. So, but Muchukunda Maharaj is there are names like what they realize words actually. Why realize? Because he can relate it back. You see, he can relate it back. Muchukunda Maharaj had seen both the things. Sakshat. Pratyakshavagamam dharmya. Muchukunda Maharaj saw both of the things. Without caring for his own comforts, his own life, his own body, his own anything. He dared to render service on behalf of the demigods, standing all risks to be finished and killed. Now, yeah. So he left all his comforts, he left all his luxuries, he left all his accolades. And see, he was a champion on the earthly planet, you know? Not proven on the heavenly grounds. You know? He left all that and went to the heavenly grounds, you know? Like that. For the sake of serving the demigods. Just as a humble servant, there's a humble menial servant who was fighting on their behalf. You know? Like that. So you see the point. So now what happened? But when everything got finished, and that may say it might have been a very tight fight because Muchukunda Maharaj was completely exhausted. But that means it must have been a very fierce battle. It would not have been a cakewalk. Very fierce. And when the time of benediction from the demigods came, he asked for a benediction other than service of the Lord. He thought, अभी इतना service तो कर लिया. So let me ask anything other than service of the Lord. So much time was not there to Google or ChatGPT or something. No? It was speak immediately all of a sudden. No? So he said, okay, let me go to sleep. So now Mujukunda Maharaj is reversing. Huh? I wasted so much time sleeping. Yeah? Yeah. Because he had asked for a benediction, which is other than service of the Lord. He's feeling very sorry. Yeah? Hello. I asked for a benediction to sleep, and so much time got wasted. Huh? I could have immediately asked for a benediction to for bhakti from the demigods. They would have very nicely blessed him. Yeah? I wasted my time. What a foolish. Yeah? That's why he's saying only a fool will ask a benediction and the service. Still feeling very sorry. So much time wasted. But look at Krishna. Krishna so mercy. Krishna still giving him mercy. Huh? And he could realize why is Krishna giving him mercy? Because he did service. Because he did very powerful, beyond his capacity service. So you see, this is the attitude of this Vaishnava attitude. Beyond his capacity service. Krishna consciousness like that. Beyond capacity. He did not say, "Oh, I don't know how to fight with the male candidates." No? No, I know how to fight with earthly human beings. No? I'm not used to the artillery in the heavens. No? I'm not practiced enough. No? I don't know it. I cannot do it. I'm not qualified. No? Before, no? He did not say anything like that. It was beyond his capacity. I agree. Like that. See, proper disciples also. And proper just give service to them beyond their capacity. They did it. Srila Prabhupada sent Jayapataka Maharaj to India. He's an American man speaking English. How will you preach in India? Indian is all vernacular. Prabhupada sent. He did it. He learned Bengali for preaching. Yeah. I was thinking also in Bengali, speaking also in Bengali. Like that. Karan Maharaj. It's the Netherlands. They speak Dutch. Dutch is a language. They speak Dutch. It's a no, no. He was sent to India for preaching. He learned Bengali and he learned Hindi also. So he used to preach in Mayapur. He was the president of ISKCON Vrindavan. So much time. And he was so many operations and I was fighting, got a bullet on his chest for the mission of the Lord. Beyond my capacity. Papa told one devotee, take care of the printing press. He said, I don't know anything about printing. Papa said, don't worry. Try Krishna will. Give Gyan, give Prakashit. Money is available for service. That is the attitude. That's what Mr. Maharaj is asking. I only want service to you. Any service. Yeah, Bhakti Vikas Maharaj also speaks Hindi. He's an Englishman. Yeah, yes. He's an Englishman. Bengali also. Yeah, Maharaj speaks Bengali also. Yeah, Hindi Bangla also he speaks. He's an Englishman. So in the UK. So you see, this is Krishna consciousness. Translation Bhagavatam ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Ki Ho.